Hi everyone, welcome. In today's video, I want to share with you 10 of my most favorite tips on how to overcome and dominate, what do you think, stage stress, stage fever or stage fear. It is as you want. But anyway, I'm gonna give you 10 nice tips and suggestions so that you can think about and apply it when you have your next performance or your next audition, next competition, and so on. Before we continue with this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell so that you're always aware what's up next. Alright, with this, we're ready to crush it. Let's do this. So, from these 10 tips I just mentioned, there we go with number one. And number one is, well, it's a bit obvious, I think, and maybe I even shouldn't say this, but still, it's never wrong to remind you. It's practice hard. Practice hard. Why is that? Well, very easy to answer. It's because when you practice hard, you're really getting deep into the piece that you have to play. And when you practice hard, you also know what is happening. You know, it's not the music, it's not only about you, except if you play solo pieces, of course. But let's say if you play with orchestra or with piano, or you play chamber music in general, it's always good to know, the history about the composer, what about is this music, what's happening here, there, and this needs time. And of course, practicing hard makes you feel more secure in your hands, and then this will boost your mentality during your performance. So that's very important, and to do this in advance, which goes right now to number two, tip number two, which is plan your time well and do it in advance. Again, same as number one, you're gonna feel much more secure if you do that. So let me explain here one example to plan your time in advance. So I had this one audition I did like 2 years ago, orchestra audition, right? Usually they ask Haydn concerto and Dvorak concerto, right? As the solo pieces, the rest is orchestra excerpts. Well, Dvorak is something, that at least I thought it's really in my hands. So, because I played it so many times and, after a while you think like, it goes automatically, even if I don't practice enough, because I was focusing all my time, on orchestra excerpts and the Haydn concerto, which is a tough one. And Dvorak, I was leaving it for the last moment. Wow, what happened during the audition? When I was playing Dvorak concerto, I screwed up. Exactly, I screwed up. I felt so nervous. You can't imagine. It was amazing. Like a concerto that I thought it's gonna be easy to play. Well, easy, right? It's gonna be easier than the Haydn, for instance. I thought like, it's gonna be fun, I can use emotion, lots of vibrato, lots of sound. No, I screwed up. Because I felt stressed. And why I felt stressed? Because I knew deep inside me that I didn't practice enough. So, this is very important. Tip number three, choose your repertoire wisely. What does that mean? Well, first of all, not always you're gonna have this freedom to choose your repertoire, right? Like in orchestra auditions or some concert organizations, they choose the repertoire and so on. But let's say if you can choose, for instance, in a cello competition, you have a list of several cello works and you can choose. You want to take music that suits you best. Music that it's gonna be easier for you to impress the jury, the public, yourself. See, so let's say, for instance, you have a choice between Beethoven sonata and Brahms sonata. Let's say you have a weakness for Beethoven, but you feel better in Brahms. Well, what you're gonna choose? Obviously, you're gonna choose Brahms. But okay, I mean, for Beethoven, there shouldn't be a weakness because it's always great, it's always fantastic to play a Beethoven sonata. So this shouldn't be a weakness. But just to be aware, choose something that suits you best or suits you better, that you can impress. Another great one to overcome this stage stress is to organize tryouts. Tryouts for your family or friends. What are tryouts? Well, tryouts is simple. Tryouts are, kind of concerts that you give, you know, at home for your family or friends. I mean, could be for 5 people, 4 people, 1 person is fine. You know, I did that with my girlfriend, you know. I played for my girlfriend and it was more than enough, you know. Why is that great? Because everything that you practiced, you know, for the event, for the real concert or competition, you're putting everything in practice during that tryout. So this is extremely good. You're gonna feel nervous, for sure. Doesn't matter if it's your brother, if it's your aunt. I don't know why this happens, but we get nervous when we play for someone. So this is a great exercise. Try it definitely out. You know, this really can, you know, make your life easier when you come on stage in front of other people, because it doesn't change much. Well, actually it does change a little bit, but you already played for someone and every time you're breaking, you know, this ice. So definitely try this. Tip number 5, and this is actually connected to the previous tip, which is record your tryouts if you have the possibility. This is great because each time you record, afterwards you can hear, and or if you record with video, you can see what was good, what needs to be improved, what this. So this is great, you know. For this you don't need lots of things, you know. You just need any kind of mobile phone that can record audio or video. Nowadays all the smartphones can do that, right? And headphones. So after when you recorded it, you just put the headphones inside your phone and you listen together with the score. So this is also a good thing, you know, that can help you improve your playing. So right now we're in this section of tips that actually doesn't have to do much with the cello. It's more about personal care, right? So here goes number 6. Do daily exercises. What does that mean, daily exercises? It's not the cello daily exercises or scales, arpeggios and so on. No, it's physical exercises. So I know with nowadays, you know, the gyms are closed and yeah, it's already, they're starting to open it, but you're afraid to go there, you know, to get this stupid virus. But anyways, if you don't have the possibility, you know, to go to a gym and something, go take a walk. This is very important. Go take a walk or go take the bike and ride like 45 minutes up to 1 hour per day. It's more than enough. Why is that important? Because first of all, you're working on your physique, right? And you're working also for your psychology, because it's not healthy to stay the whole day, you know, practicing. Your brain needs air, oxygen, right? Like this you focus much better. I mean, of course, after exercise you feel a little bit tired and stuff, but it really does help, and actually you become stronger also when you play. Let me explain you one situation that I had last year. I was here in Brazil last year and I was very fat because I ate a lot and, you know, I was not really healthy, right? But then I started, you know, to do gym, and really hardcore gym, you know, like a lot of muscles and stuff. But I was really getting tiring, you know, and I had a recording to do, you know, with the Kodali Sonata, Henze Serenade, and so on, solo pieces from the 20th century, which is, you know, a heavy task. And I had to record it, you know, once through, you know, without any cuts, edits, because it was for video recording, which you, by the way, can find on my channel. And yeah, so I was really like, oh no, I can't practice because my arms are hurting, my shoulders are hurting, everything is hurting. But you know what happened? So of course, once I got used to it, you know, to this routine of sports, I was able to play Kodali Sonata, you know, from the beginning until the end without stopping. And then the other pieces, I played the whole thing through, you know, and I was even not tired. You know, after that performance, I could redo that performance for a second time in the same evening. So like this you will feel, you know. So it's very important that you take care of it, you know. Not only practicing, you know, because it doesn't do good for your brain as well. So that was tip number 6. Very important. Keep that in mind. Tip number 7. Take a good rest before your performance. This is very important. There is nothing better than a good long sleep and that you wake up full of energy. I had this yesterday, you know, that I slept only 5 hours. I opened my cello case, I started to practice Bach.
Guess what? After 15 minutes I gave up because my concentration was just not there. It was just not there. You know, you get crazy, you get annoyed easily, you get irritated. So if you feel all this, you know, imagine you wake up, you know, you didn't sleep well because you were stressing out, you were thinking too much about your concert, you know, try to switch this off before you go to sleep. You know, sleep is very important. Be well rested because this, you know, your brain is gonna work so much better. I swear. And you're gonna be not at that in a bad mood also. So take a good rest.
Tip number 8. Choose wisely what you eat and drink. Okay, wait a minute. You might think, like, what is he talking about? You know, like, isn't he a cellist? Since when is he a doctor, a medic, or whatever? Well, look, I'm not, and I will never be. But I can talk about my own experiences, you know. As I said, I was very fat before, and I was not really taking care of my body and my mind, everything, you know. My weight was like 110 kilos, so I was really like, now I'm doing fine. But what I want to say with that is it's very important, you know, that you eat healthy. Also, about food, what I can suggest, what helps a lot, you know, it's to eat quite a lot of proteins. Proteins, what has proteins? Eggs are excellent. Chicken is the best, you know, because when you eat proteins, you feel like satisfied. You don't need more, you don't eat much, and you're satisfied. For instance, if you take that good old piece of meat here before a concert, I'm sure you're gonna be like very heavy and you're not going to be really focused. So I suggest to you, it's better to eat lighter. Not only before the concert, but in general, it's good, you know, to eat better. Or here, a good salad also is very important. You know, high in fibers and trust me, tell me afterwards how you feel when you start, you know, it's not a diet of course, but let me know when you start to cut off the carbs, like don't eat that much potatoes, rice, white bread, take care with sweets. Because another thing that I wanted to tell you, so before when I was working in Luxembourg, and Luxembourg, yeah, it's between the borders of France, Germany and Belgium, so what is the specialty there? Croissant, pain au chocolat, so all this pâtisserie, which are this, you know, it's wonderful, it's so tasty. So I was, you know, eating every morning when I was going to my work. Every time I passed to the train station of Luxembourg, before taking the bus to the Philharmonic Hall of Luxembourg, I bought always 2-3 of these croissants. Very tasty, don't you agree with me? But once coming there at the Philharmonie, and once I was sitting during the rehearsal, I could feel, you know, my insulin, you know, going like a rocket up. So I was feeling like, you know, almost, you know, fainting. And I was not satisfied, you know, like I was feeling still hungry. And then when I started to live for a while in London, like this year still, we all know British, the English breakfast, right? What has British, why I'm saying British breakfast, it's English breakfast. Eggs, bacon, sausages, beans. I mean, of course, it's not the healthiest breakfast ever, but it sustains a lot and you get lots of energy. Why is that? It's not because of the beans, it's not that much because of the sausage or the bacon, it's because of the eggs. You know, so my suggestion to you is that if you take a breakfast, eat like a king, like they say, right? So don't eat, you know, lots of sweets, white bread, because they don't sustain and you're not gaining anything of it, you know. So go with eggs. Eggs are good. Sausage, not too much, because or else you get also fat if you abuse of it. So be careful with that. Again, water is excellent. I'm gonna talk in the next tip about that. So water, chicken is excellent, salads, lots of salads, fruits are good, and yeah, that's it. And about this huge piece of meat here, this is for after the concert, you know, that you make a barbecue, you know, or you just grill it on the pan. So this is for afterwards. Tip number 9. Again, you guys might be thinking I'm ridiculous. Well, what's about tip number 9? Drink water. Hydrate yourself. Why is that important? Well, It's very easy because our body is composed by 70% of water. So imagine the quantity we need of water. It's amazing. And but besides, it's like you go to the gym. When you are doing sports, you need water or else you won't survive it. You need extra water. When it's hot, you need water. You won't survive. Before a concert or something, you're gonna stress out. This is gonna cost you, you know, from your body. So in recompensation, drink water. You know, like I said in the previous tip before, you know, choose wisely what to eat and drink. Don't try to not to drink coffee. I know for the smokers between us, we love to have a coffee together, you know, but avoid it. Because first of all, coffee, you know, after a long time is not so good for health, you know, also for the teeth, you know, they get yellow. And also doesn't hydrate yourself. So drink water because also it's good for concentration. Seriously. I don't know, it's unconsciously that, you know, happens that we're better focused. So here I am. Cheers. So tasty this water, you know. So see, I just drank a good zip of water. So like this I can go with full energy to tip number 10 and the last one. Last but not least. Oh, that water felt good actually after so much talking. Anyway, last but not least, enjoy your performance, make music, and yeah, just enjoy. I mean, this whole process, you know, that you made, this practicing, you know, the sacrifices that you had to do, the sweat, the tears, blood, okay, I'm not really sure, but let's hope not. So, you know, you came to this moment that you're playing concert, and why the hell would you, you know, like, worry about, oh my god, there are 5,000 people in front of me, or thousands of people in front of me. You know, like, of course, I mean, yeah, lots of people, but so what? What, are they better than you? No, they aren't. So, heads up, enjoy, pass the message the composer and you have to tell to the public. It's that easy. I mean, it's easier said than done. But I assure you, with the other tips, you know, that I mentioned before, I assure you that you're gonna make a blast, you're gonna crush, you know, this stage fear. So, again, last tip, enjoy everything. Make music. That's the point. Guys, thank you so much for your patience, you know, to watch everything, but I think this is extremely important and many of our teachers, you know, they don't really go into this, they don't really dig in, you know, they don't talk about these things to the student, you know, so that's why many students, many cellists, you know, they get blocked in the mind. So I hope this was useful to you guys. If you have, you know, suggestions or you have another strategy, like, you know, how to get rid of this stress on stage, definitely let me know in the comment section below, because this would be great for me to see, because I like to learn from others as well. And for the other people watching this video, it's also nice to see. So it's like tick, 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 tick. See? So please be welcome to put your suggestion under in the comment box. And well, again, thank you, and we'll see you in the next video. See you.